So if we believe that your life is a bank account full of kingdom resources and that your inheritance is to be spent on bringing heaven to earth, loving and reaching the lost and impacting the world around you. I think that was maybe a slide. Can we throw that one up? Was that not a slide? That was not a slide. Let me read that again because that's not a slide. Your life is a bank account full of kingdom resources. Your inheritance is to be spent on bringing heaven to earth, loving and reaching the lost, and impacting the world around you. But this is going to happen so much more around tables than it is from stages. And so I want to break off this morning just spiritual delusions of grandeur that keep us locked in shame as if we're not doing enough with what we have been given. We don't need stages. We need to open the tables of our hearts and the tables of our lives and invite people to them because Jesus is seated at our table. And in the sense of coming to our table, they are able to hang out and spend time and get to know Jesus. And that's what we are about. You are commissioned, you are filled, you have an inheritance. All that Jesus is available to you, and he wants to make himself known through you. That is all true, but also don't live your life like you're trying to make it into the Bible. Only a few people made it into the Bible, and it wasn't even only the good ones. But so many of us have this complex, like we're not doing enough. I should be doing more. I need to live so amazingly and do such incredible things that I could make it into the Bible, that I would be a story worth telling. And I'm not here. This isn't like, oh, I went to church and they told me my hopes were too high and my goals were too high and you're never going to reach them. And if you want to hit the mark, aim lower. You're too high on yourself, and your self-importance is killing you with shame when you're feeling like you're never adding up or able to do the things that Jesus has commissioned and assigned you and called you to do. But I am not just saying aim lower, and I joke about it. But you know what? What if you're to spend your inheritance on those friends that are around your life? 3 or 4 people. What if you're to spend your life on those kids that you're raising? And that is you releasing heaven on earth because of the full access you have by the life of Jesus to all that the Father is. And you are assigned and commissioned as one who is an ambassador of reconciliation. And you aren't to find a stage, and you aren't to write a song, and you aren't to become famous, and you don't have to change the world. And you just have to surrender on a daily basis to Jesus and say, a holy moment is that moment in my day when I invite you into it and I step into it with you. That becomes a holy moment, and it may be for that one person. What if you have one person that you're supposed to be loving powerfully for the next 6 years? But you have a delusion of grandeur like you're supposed to be reaching 60 people or 600 people, and therefore you don't reach that one because you are always feeling ashamed that you're not doing more for Jesus. Jesus doesn't need your effort or your performance, but he is looking for your surrender and your availability. And in those opportunities of holy moments where you're saying, oh, this is it with my daughter, this conversation I'm having right now, with this coworker, with this moment at my school, with whatever it is. And I look, there are people in this room, maybe you are called and commissioned and equipped to change the world. And I am not saying that is not good or healthy or whatever. But me, I'm not. And you're not. No, sorry, I'm not pointing at people. But when I am content with who I am, where I am, and when I am trusting Jesus to give me the doors and the opportunities to do the things that he's called me to do, and I am content if that is just for my kids, my grandkids, and my great-grandkids, then that's enough if that's what he's asking me to do. And if we start small and we aim small, we might see a willingness for God to use the humility that comes with that to have a trickle effect to greater things that are as Ephesians says, beyond what you could ever ask or imagine would come out of the simplicity of your life, of little decisions that you're making, not from a stage, but maybe from a table. Not from something famous, but just because you were showing up in the little things that you're invited into with Jesus.